Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending this evening's Events and Culture Committee. We'll begin with item 1 on this evening's agenda, which is to elect a new chair and vice chair of the committee. Councillor Stewart.
I'd like to propose Councillor Martin Evers to continue on as chair.
That's the progress.
Yeah. Any other nominees? No. So all in favour of having me again? Unanimous, thank you. Next, we vote for a new vice chair. I would like to propose, Councillor Ben White. I know he's not with us this evening, but he has shown a willingness in conversations. Yeah.
Second.
Any other proposals? No. All those in favour for Ben White? Unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to item number 2 is to receive apologies for absence for this evening.
I've had apologies from Councillor Mortimer, Councillor Strain Francis, and Councillor White.
Thank you. Anyone else received any? No. Okay, item 3, to note declarations of members' interests. Councillor Stewart.
I have a non-pecuniary interest in the item regarding the Mayor's Cadet being the Mayor, and also in regards to development trustee of the Crewe Heritage Trust.
Thank you. Item 4, to confirm and sign the minutes of the Events and Culture Committee meeting held on the 11th of May, our last meeting. Sorry, March?
It says March on it. Yeah, we did read in May.
Apologies, my copy says May. I think there were very few members present. Jill and myself, I believe. Jill, were you there?
Yes, it looked like she was. Yes, I was, yes. Myself and Councillor White.
Are you happy with the minutes?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Me too.
Them, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Item 5 is public participation, and we have a member of the public.
Yes, we've got Mr. Jeffrey Jackson, who's come to talk to us about Neither Birds Are Go.
I've got 4.
You have, yeah.
Please.
Thank you. I don't know about the protocol, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm sure that I'll just sail on and sail through it well. Okay, the reason I'm here, first of all, I'd like to say how disappointed I am personally, and no doubt yourselves are, about Crewe not being shortlisted in the culture. All I can say to you, when I look at the programme, and I've read it deeply, how can they call it a culture programme? It should be subtitled history programme. There wasn't enough leading time for engagement with the community and rollout of any culture programmes other than what was existing. So I do know Phil Brendan. I've met because I'm in Liverpool with my project there, so I'll perhaps have a word with him. Only a small minion, but you never know. Little word. Anyway, I'm here this evening to perhaps promote Crewe in a big way. It's up to you guys. Having been very disappointed with the outcome of Town of Culture, I'm sure perhaps you would be interested in if I can offer a way in to promote Crewe, even though we've not considered. So the underdog is what I'm saying. Maybe if you look at it, Crewe's the underdog, I'm here to help. And all I'm asking is for consideration for me personally to be to help with perhaps things like the new youth centre. That's where I'm coming from. Normally with a project, I would form a CIC company. I'm too old for it now, to be honest. I'm pushing 18. I'd sooner work with an existing organisation. So if you can help me to work with an existing organisation, for example, the youth who's got this fantastic new youth centre, it would be a mission for me and for the youth centre to promote Crewe. And ideally hope that you consider me working me in some way with the youth. A little bit about me and my history. What I'm going to tell you is a true story. In 1985, I had a complete breakdown, a complete physical breakdown, mental breakdown, and I lost the plot. I ended up robbing a bank, would you believe? So you're actually looking at an ex-bank robber who's totally reformed now. I ended up losing my family, my wife, my business, my home. I lost literally everything. And when you lose everything, the only way is up. And I went to Strangeways prison. I served my sentence. I come out the other side a better man, I'm glad to say. And while I was inside prison, I came to the Lord. I realised the error of my ways, and I'm a big believer in God. And for me, God's hand's all over this project, and that's why I'm here now. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think there was something in it for Crewe and myself, really, through God's hand. So that when I came out of prison, as you may know, or realise, it's very difficult to get a job. Well, becoming a Christian inside, born again inside prison, I got a job within 2 weeks, working for a millionaire. It's a true story. But I did say to the millionaire that one day I would have to go and serve the Lord. And that day came when a piece of paper was put in my hand, and I had to go with the Convoy of Hope, which is an organisation based around Crewe and Cheshire, on a mission to Croatia and Bosnia during the Bosnian Serb War. So I was in a war zone. While I was in this war zone, I wanted to do more. I was there with the Convoy of Hope, which is the name of the organisation, but more importantly, Rotary International. They were sponsoring me out there. And during my work, which was taking food aid and clothing out, I must have done about 12 times in 1 year, literally once a month. And I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to do more and more. Eventually, I got a job at a children's hospital in Zagreb, the capital of Croatia. And while I was there, trying to learn the language, I came up with this project called the School Children's Song for Europe. So the bottom line was, Rotary International and myself went to national television in Croatia, and we approached them about doing a children's music project called the School Children's Song for Europe. Well, I did a presentation there, and I'm very pleased to say it went like a rocket. It went right the way through Europe. So you'll see it as the Junior Eurovision, not the School Children's Song for Europe, because the TV company took it from me in their wisdom. So I'm here today to offer you, if you so will, to engage with me for the youth of Crewe to start the School Children's Song for Europe competition. A little bit more about my history. I know I've got a limited amount of time here, so I'll keep it as short as I can. When I started the project, the music project in Croatia, I come to the end of my term, and then I came to Liverpool. And in Liverpool, I saw a great potential of the Liver Birds as public images of goodness, where every child can connect with the images. And I saw a big project for me to start, and I started Liver Birds Are Go. Well, as a cultural project, Liver Birds Are Go, we won the Lord Mayor's Parade in the year Capital of Culture. So we were one of the main ones that were working on Capital of Culture and cultural programme. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that. And that's what I want Crewe to do, is connect with Liverpool, and that's the connection. Even though the town of culture's gone that way, we can still connect and make a project work with Crewe in a cultural project. I'm excited about that. You may have seen here part of the propaganda for the Liver Birds. Forget that, man. It's Liver Birds Are Go. They're the super cultural heroes. Okay. When I was chairman of this Liver Birds Are Go, and I realised that we needed something to take round with us, the various cities that we were planning on going. and we actually connected with quite a few European cities. So the liver birds are known in European cities. I can name a few, but I'll just draw your attention to this original. This is a print of an original painting of John Lennon, and in the year of 2008, we got Ken Dodd to sign the top. We got the Reds and Blues football team in that year, and the 2 Lord Mayors underneath. So we were able to take this image to other European countries and give it to the mayors of each city that we visited. So that's a little bit the culture side. I'm pushing it a little bit, aren't I? So I've dealt with Croatia. I've dealt with Liverpool. There's a newspaper article here which talks about when I visited national television Croatia, which you can have. I've got some media sticks here there's a little video I've made of the actual school children's song from Europe on the sticks, a bit more information on there. And something really nice, which is the icing on the cake for me. We've got this book, the author is Christopher Gilmore, who's a local author, and he just so happens to mention me and the school children's song from Europe and the Liver Birds Argo. Leaving a fantastic legacy, because in his description of me and the birds and everything, because he was very close, we worked together, we won a big trophy, a silver trophy, stands to the side, it's the Lamson Paragon Cup, and what I'm trying to do is to bring that cup to Crewe, because in the book Christopher has suggested that the liver birds laid some secret eggs in the cup, which will hatch at the correct time culturally. So we've got some eggs in this cup, so it's like unbelievable. So that's more or less it for me now. Thank you for listening. It's a true story. Why should I lie? But I think I can have a real impact in Crewe, for Crewe, to push Crewe, or even though we've been neglected and marginalised, I believe Crewe's still got a chance if we can wink. We just go for it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you, that's really interesting. Thank you for the true stories. Is your proposal to bring what you call liver birds to Crewe and work from Crewe, or are you proposing to rebrand it to represent Crewe?
Well, I love that question, but it's loaded.
Sorry.
No, but it's good. No, it's good. Positive. How I see it, Crewe has a chance to shout back at Liverpool with the school children becoming liver birds. And how we do that is they make a liver bird costume of what they think a liver bird should look like. So they make this lovely coloured costume, and make some noise saying, "Hey, liver birds are here. We've landed in Crewe, and what are you going to do?" Because then it will naturally migrate back to Liverpool, and once it goes to Liverpool, it'll be around the other cities. We've already visited the other cities, Paris, Linz, we went to Stavanger. We've been, other EU cities already making the connection with the mayors, with it. So, good question. So the vision is, it's an empowering project for the children to raise funds for humanitarian aid. This is important. Humanitarian aid and local needs. It's no use doing humanitarian in other countries if you can't look after your own people first. So that's the idea. It's children become ambassadors for the town and for their...
Led by Crewe.
Yes, made by Crewe.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I just want to know, how do you intend to get the children? Are you going to go to schools?
Well, I'm looking for help. Obviously, I can't do this on my own. I'm too old to. As I said earlier, I wanted to make a CIC company. But I feel now at my age, no, it's too much. I've chaired organisations like that before. It's too much. So I would like to connect, as I say, with the youth and maybe schools as well. So like the youth centre, let them do the business plan. Let them do, you know, they'll do the workings of it, and then the schools can add value to the youth here. So I see it as a win-win. But
Well, thank you, Mr. Jackson. Firstly, from myself, we can of course reach out to the Dome and try and get you in touch with someone there. Certainly,
that would be lovely.
And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for your time this evening, and good luck, definitely.
Well, thank you, and for me, God's in control. I'll just leave it to you guys to ponder it, to consider it, and thank you for suing me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll. Is it rude if I go now? Is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Thank you again.
Do you need anything? I've got these books to hand out with the free. So if anybody's interested,
That's all it is.
Cheers.
No, thank you. Definitely.
Some of them have got my contact details in, but Stuart has my contact.
Thank you.
You don't feel obliged to take it. Oh, and I've got the. If anybody wants to watch the video,
Probably only one of those to pass around, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal.
just one.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. Good. You can pass it around and share, but I thought, well,
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
and that's the. It's in Croatian language, but there is a little bit of English. If anybody's.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's the final. Sorry.
All right, don't worry about that.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on with the item. Item 6 next is to review the year-to-date financial position of the Events and Culture Committee. Again, all in the pack that you've received.
Thank you. It starts on page 4. You can see the budget set out for the year hasn't changed. Now that we have delivered Picnic in the Park and Crew Day, which are two of our largest events, we're seeing invoices come in quite a lot. We've remained within budget for both events. So at the moment, the current spend is 36.6%, but as I've said, there is expected to be quite a significant rise to that, but we do remain in budget. Two things to highlight to you with regard to the income for the year, which isn't on there, is we have received a cash donation of £200 from Picnic in the Park from one of the vendors because we don't charge site fees. And that was from the ice cream van who wanted it to be donated to us. So that's gone in. We've also received £6,000 from Mornflake, who have agreed to sponsor events throughout the year, and I've included the new corporate sponsorship package that we have been sending out to people. They've sponsored some different events at Crew Day, Festival of Fun, Crew on Sea, Autumn Festival of Fun, and the Christmas lights switch on different breakdowns. And also not within the budget is the money for Discover Crew on Sea, which will be at the August bank holiday, and that is funded by Cruiseage, who have agreed to provide £20,000 at the Sea weekend. All of the information with regard to it is contained within your paper. Any questions?
That's great news about the bid.
Yeah.
if I may, can we make sure there's a note of thanks to the ice cream vendor with regards to that donation and the location that they have for all this thing.
Okay, if there's no questions, we can move on to item 7, which is to receive quite a lot of progress updates. Jill.
Clark just mentioned requests that we've had £6,000 from Lawnflower. So, and it's for a corporate sponsor. Have we, because I haven't attended all the meetings, has this committee actually agreed to that particular initiative?
In terms of the corporate sponsorship agreement,
Yeah,
there's a package in here today. So
but that's going to be sorted out today.
yes,
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, so item 7, as you can see, is to receive updates relating to the progress towards the business delivery plan. The first item or sub-item is to receive a summary report of council-funded events since the last committee meeting. Quite a lot, I think, things have happened.
I can contest.
okay, since the last committee meeting, there's been the Crazy Races event that took place on 24th of May, which was a really well attended event on a very hot day. We've had excellent feedback from that event. It was the highest attended over the 3 years, and the most number of participants and local businesses who delivered the carts as well. People were making comments like it was like Crew Carnival, which they've always wanted to bring back, and it was very successful. There is a proposal in the pack from Sarah Belcher, the Crazy Races organisation, for consideration to deliver Crazy Races for a 4th year next year. And that's unusual because they usually only do 3 years and then ask for a break year because it can get stale. But they said Crew's put the trend there, and therefore they'd be quite eager to see it come back next year. So there's consideration of that proposal as well. Other events that have taken place, there's a picnic in the park, which took place on the 20th of June. You can see the update from page 24 onwards. It was a very successful event again. The bands were all very well received. The weather was in our favour again, and public feedback, we tried to gain as much public feedback as possible. 81% rated the quality of the acts, 5 out of 5, and 86% of the people we spoke with rated their overall experience as 5 out of 5. So again, very well attended, and it was a fun family atmosphere on the day. So it's good.
Yeah, I was in charge of the bubble stand for most of the day,
Yeah, thank you for that.
and we needed to recharge the guns, and as soon as they were recharged, this one little boy would come up, first one every single time. So yeah, very popular. It's really good.
And that's something we did differently because I don't think we've done that in previous years. Have the children's games. We had large games, large dominoes, large Jenga, and swing ball, and that's nice. Free of family activities.
Well, only 2 of those double ones though. I think it's more than Christmas.
They were
Yeah.
very popular.
I think we're probably half a dozen. Really well.
So we could take feedback on that. I think we'll try and grow that next year when we do the event.
If I can add as well, in terms of comments, I spoke to the lady who was involved with the founding of the picnic in the park, and she personally was very grateful to see the fact that she was keeping it simple, fun, family friendly. One of the concerns you had when you sort of let your project go is that it would become a bit too commercialised, but she was very impressed with the fact that we kept it a simple, fun, family day.
Yeah, I think also one of the vendors there, Jacob Pizza, made a donation to charity and gave a donation to Wishing Well as well. So obviously the only consideration is next year, do we charge people site fees? Because all of our events do, we don't do that. Or do we ask them to make a donation to charity? So that's something big we thought for next year. The next event was Crew Day, which is the 4th of July. Again, a well-attended event through the town. The feedback that we had is they liked the different things that were spread out through the town. So we had crazy golf up by the Victoria Centre. We were using the Meanwhile space for the first time. We had some of the crazy carts there from Crazy Races, and also Hot Wheels, which is probably one of the most popular activities, free activities for children. We also had the climbing wall at the Grand Junction, which was well received, and then we had the steam fair at the Heritage Centre, and I think we had 900 people through their doors nearly on that day, so that was excellent. We had some good feedback about the elephants who came through the town and the train. I think we have learned some lessons for next year. It's a little bit spaced out perhaps, and we need to promote it more heavily next year. We've had some feedback about that, so making sure we put comments a little bit further afield in newspapers and get some posters up throughout the town. We'll learn that. But I think considering it's the only second year we've delivered this event, built on last year, we can continue with that.
So should we go back to crazy races before? So I believe the proposal is on page 23, which is the last page of the deal. And I guess, yeah, what are people's thoughts on a 4th year? Stuart?
What I will say in terms of the public and who we're speaking to, it is definitely something now starting to be an expectation. Everyone was talking about, they were either thinking they would love to see this next year, or there was some people who assumed it wasn't going to be, knowing that we certainly have. And we're very, very disappointed and deflated the fact that this was the last time. It certainly has become part of the calendar afterwards. One thing I will say is about it's going to a 4th year. General trend is once you go to a 4th year, that's it. It's now expected, and it will actually be detrimental if we removed it at that point. So, yes.
Yes, Vicky.
I've never actually attended one, and I'm disappointed in that because it's on a Sunday and it's always been on the last football season day. So I know a lot of people that would love to attend but can't because their season ticket holidays. So could it be Monday instead? Being as though it's a bank holiday weekend.
Oh, well, am I correct? There's 4 dates proposed.
Yeah, so if there's agreement that we do want to go ahead, there are 4 available dates, which is the 13th of May, which is the bank holiday weekend, 20th of June, which is Father's Day, 4th of July, which we can't do because it's crew day, and then the 11th of July, which I feel is very too close to crew day. So I would be recommending, if you are minded to agree for a 4th year, that it should be the 13th of May to give a bit of. I don't know if it's possible on the Monday.
Yeah, I just know that a lot of people can't attend because it's the last game of the season. That means that their family can't attend because I just thought I've not been able to attend and I'd love to go. But it's always on that Sunday.
Well, obviously the 20th of June is Father's Day. Obviously it's a day out for everyone.
I think that's probably a good price.
And it also may give us more opportunities to, not only as you were suggesting, having a different audience that couldn't make it to the usual day, but also when it comes down to commitments from different community groups, you may find that might feel a little bit more. Or give us alternatives.
That's usually the weekend picnic in the park, though. Unless we want to move that, I don't know if there's any flexibility there, but I know that Queen's Park, Friends of Queen's Park, have got their sort of programme of the year, and the last couple of years it's always been that weekend around the 19th or 20th. But it would be the Saturday for picnic in the park, the 19th, rather than the Sunday. So I think to do the crazy race on the following day wouldn't work.
Crazy racing traditionally also on the event season anyway.
Is anybody got cold feet? That 4th year's that we should do something else, use our budget elsewhere. Anybody feeling like that?
I think there's enough enthusiasm for it that we should carry on. I spoke to some people who hadn't put a team in, and having seen it, we'll have a go next year.
Yeah.
I think it was popular as well for its location. That side of town, people liked to just walk down town into Butlins and Free Shuffle Box.
Is next year the 3rd year?
It'd be the
Because
4th.
I remember you said something about 3 years and then sitting back and letting them. I thought that would be last year because we didn't actually agree that it was going to be an annual.
So it's been here for 3. Yeah, this would be the 4th. If they've already done 3 years, if we do it next year, that would be the 4th.
Do they need a date from us this evening?
Ideally, yes, because we run the risk if we don't agree it can get
Yeah.
booked up. It's gaining a popularity. They travel all around the country. They did Telford last weekend and Sheffield the weekend before. And people have contacted me from other areas asking for details of the event because they want it in their own area. I think for the money, there's put different proposals for each of the years. If you decide you want to do printing, I think that's very well. I think 2027 is £42,000 and it was £40,000 this year, so it's an increase of 2,000.
It's the 30th of May, the Sunday.
The 20th of May will start.
It will be, yeah. Well, I suspect. They seem to be all Sundays.
They do seem to be all Sundays when they do it all around the country.
So there must be a reason for that then.
My guess is we close the road.
Road closures, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a Sunday.
Yeah.
And it draws the most crowds, of course. Monday's not a good day for me, for instance, working.
Yeah, but
but it would be
it'll be
around
Monday,
Monday.
Monday.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, sorry.
I guess in the first instance, we want to have a vote if we want to bring it
I
back.
think there's two issues, isn't there? Do we want Crazy Race again, and do we want to see some impossible date?
Instead of these 4 dates.
Well, I just think if we deal with the first one, do we want Crazy Race again? I mean, this time last year I was thinking, well, probably it didn't go as well, did it? But this year it's really taken off. So I think it's a different conversation. So I think there's that vote to take. Do we
It
want it
takes
again?
time for people to expect things, and they've got to that point now.
And they put more on this time.
Yeah.
They put more effort into it with fly past and
So many more stalls than before.
and also the car show and whatever, they put more effort in, didn't they?
I think that's the offer they want to continually build on it as well, because they want to see it increase in success.
Which I think is why the increase in the cost is actually minimal, isn't it?
It is considering our costs for things like medical, traffic management is increasing significantly, so they have to absorb the increased costs with that as well.
Yes. And it's like it keeps the management of what we have to do. Out of picture, we were just simply making sure that it's
The only costs associated with us are ranger time, so we have rangers do clean up before and then on the day and then after the day after to make sure the parks as it was before.
So I'd like to propose yes, we do want it.
And our second summer.
Okay. So we'll have a very quick vote, I imagine, on having the event back. All those in favour? Yeah, unanimous. The only other contention, I guess, is the 30th or 31st. I suspect that they're not going to be flexible because the 31st, I imagine, is then spent on wrapping up and moving on. So they need that extra day, perhaps.
I mean, I can ask the question if you would like me to do so.
Yeah, but otherwise we'll go for May 1, May date.
So if they can do the Monday bank holiday,
We
that's
prefer it,
preference.
yes.
If
We
not,
can try that way.
Yeah, why
Let's
not?
be asked.
yeah.
and it's just the 1 year we were agreeing to rather than any further contracts. Yeah.
I think so.
We'll see how the next one goes.
Yeah, you've got to see how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
It's certainly been embraced. I don't know if you saw the Hopes and Beans video.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Just
Yes, Jurassic Park. That was amazing. And
I mean,
the cars are amazing this year. They were incredibly
You couldn't
well
get
made.
more enthusiastic and engaged, absolutely. It was fantastic.
Oh,
Right. Okay, I think next is to consider and approve a proposal for the new corporate fundraising brochure. So, to note and review a new corporate fundraising brochure.
So from page 37 onwards, this is the corporate sponsorship opportunities brochure. This is the first version that we've created of this. When I was appointed as clerk, one of the things that was identified is to look at speaking with businesses and engaging with business, trying to see if there's opportunities for some corporate sponsorship. This is obviously the initial proposal, and if you're happy with it, we can look to sort of increase it and embellish it. What we're trying to do is to create visibility of the local brands, so large corporations within Crewe or any business who wants to get the publicity. So we have a headline sponsor, a gold sponsor, or a community sponsor for Crewe Day, and we have different criteria of what that means. So we'll include like a press release saying that they are sponsoring the event. We will include their logo on all our socials. We'll include a quote from them. For example, at different events, we'll make sure their branding is up, their banners, and just really trying to strengthen the partnership between the town council and large businesses, because a lot of them have got corporate social responsibility that can support the things that we deliver, and it's beneficial to the town as well. So for instance, at Crewe Day, though it wasn't a corporate sponsorship, Bentley loaned us a Bentley car, which was nice to see in the parade, and Mortlake want to sponsor, so say the Festival of Fun and Crewe on Sea, just having their flags up and their branding. I think it's beneficial because costs are increasing for the council, and it means that we can continue to deliver value for money, public perks, whilst taking sponsorship money from organisations. I welcome any comments on it, because we've done some due diligence about what other councils offer to try and incorporate that into our brochure. But this is very much a trial for the first year, and then we can look to expand it and speak to other businesses.
So,
I think it's a brilliant idea, mainly because local businesses will then get local visibility. And I know, because grants are one of the things that I do a lot in my church world, I know a lot of companies and firms, because they have to give a certain amount to charity, it's in their policies, they do it through larger grant funding bodies. So you make the application through, I mean, one example is Cheshire Community Foundation. They themselves don't have money, but they get money from companies.
Yeah.
So I think this is a much more open, visible way for them to give back to the community.
I think one of the comments we've had from the Chamber of Commerce is often businesses do want to give money, but they don't know who to give it or what it would mean. So it's just giving some parameters in terms of what's available.
yeah, I spoke to the chief executive of Chamber of Commerce, and they're a community, they're a business community, but they also are a part of our community. So they should have input into what happens there. Stuart?
Well, I've been having conversations with the likes of Crewe Hall, Crewe Day. Not only we've seen an increased awareness of local businesses wanting to be part of Crewe community growth, we're now starting to attract more attention from business developers that want to be part of this conversation. So I think it was definitely a great idea to have this opportunity now where we've set the stage, we have shown what we can deliver, which means the risk is there for them, that they can put their name to it, like Bentley lending us the car for the parade. They can put their name to it knowing it's going to be a big event. So I definitely would support this.
We approve, I think.
Exactly.
I'll happily propose that. I'll second it.
Second. All in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is to consider and approve a proposal for an arts festival in 2027 called Crewe Colours.
Thank you. So you'll see from page 48 onwards a proposal from Crewe Creates, Director Jamie Chalmers and Mike Tilley from Spray Day Official. They are proposing Crewe's first street art festival. They set out a number of proposals in terms of locations for murals throughout the town, and also offer a jam weekend where local artists display their art, possibly in the meanwhile debates. They've included statistics about the importance of having artwork within town and having murals to try and increase footfall throughout the town, to try and put Crewe on the map, people to come and see the art that's here. And they've given examples, places like Weston-super-Mare, rebranding through Western Walls, creating images to draw in the younger crowd into the town centre. The proposal sets 3 different options in terms of different cost points, and they're hoping, I think they said 2027 if there was appetite for this to go ahead, they're saying it could potentially be delivered in October of 2026. There are lots of local artists who are already expressing an interest, and they spoke with landowners who've got walls that they've identified to get consent. This is obviously delivered by Creates, who deliver platform, the art gallery and the town centre, so they are well connected with local artists. On page 70 and 71, they provide different options. So there's, dependent on the level of investment, they're looking at what Crew could get potentially. So there's option of 4 murals plus the Jam weekend, 6 murals or 8 murals. And if there was approval given from council today to support this initiative, they are looking to get some additional funding from Chamber of Commerce and bid that was appropriate. One thing I do wish to highlight for this, we have already spoken about having more artwork in town, and in the existing budget there is £10,000 already for this year, which is for arts and culture development, which could potentially be used if people were happy to support this. There's also been conversations with the John McBride Trust about supporting murals, which potentially be linked into this. That's a separate subcommittee.
Stuart?
Obviously, there is also a commission of murals to be put up on the bridges, which is that. I mean, when we're talking about this is an addition in terms of that, and with those murals going up, would there be a connective tissue with regards to the whole conversation for this event next year?
I think the narrative could be exactly what we want it to be, and it needs to flow, doesn't it? The whole trail in terms of balance and connection. So yeah, we can talk about. You mean themes of what they're going to be? Or... No,
as I said, no. I just mean in terms of obviously we know that we are already having artwork done outside the railway station as well as on Earl Street Bridge.
And the bus station.
And the bus station as well. I'm not saying in terms of themes or things like that. I just mean in terms of this. When we talk about different murals here, we're talking about these are in addition to the ones already on that.
So would they be part of the trail? So would both sets be part of a mural trail?
Once they're up, we can incorporate that into the trail.
I think it needs to be.
I think at the moment we need more because the trail is fairly limited.
Yes,
and if there is commitment to do that, then I think we need to go bold and identify local
I know
artists.
there's an awful lot of enthusiasm for this on the platform. Yeah, and I can see it working.
All I would say is I would just being a bit of a devil's advocate in terms of our choices of different murals, the different costs. I'm just wondering at what point do you feel going from 0 to what would effectively be 13 murals? Is that a bit too quick within a short space of time? Or are we trying? Or should we slow it down a bit by going for the lower one first, and then see what the public take on it is to whether or not we continue that?
Vicky?
I think when I'm looking at this, because they're all different types, it was a bit of a mess, to be honest. And I know when cities have done it, like when they've done that, there's been one theme. So if it's related to Crew, it's like train, Bentley, Rolls Royce, Spitfire, whatever.
Industry.
Yeah, things that reflect Crew. So some of these that just look like, yes.
I think I've been to. I used to live in South America, and graffiti is massive. It's a cultural movement, and big cities have permanent works, and it's just colour. There's no theme per se, but it's just brightness and it's vivid, and it's fantastic.
It's an art gallery. There's all different styles. And
yeah.
So,
to be balanced, it's important to have. If we're doing an art trail, we can link the narrative to whatever we want it to be. But I think it's important to using local artists to give them a relevant expression.
Oh yes, sorry. I think in terms of that, yes, I think different artworks, different artists can inspire. I think yes, the idea that people can connect with the art is a key element of it. Whatever type of art that might be.
So what do we need to decide this evening, sorry?
You need to make a decision if you want to support the proposal in the first instance, and if so, what amount of funding you wish to.
I personally would agree with Stuart that 4 is probably better to start off with because, as you say, it's a pretty big impact just for, we know how big an impact that on the end of the year created and the one by the dome. So I think probably 4, because there's no reason that we can't run it another year, is there? That's what I was thinking. 4 the next year, and then yeah. So
by which time we would have a bit of feedback in terms of direction and what people think of the art and the specifics. Like,
yeah, and the murals we've got so far, apart from the ones don't, been very visual on the railway train. That new bus station is going to be very much pictorial, isn't it? And much as I love artists, I would like some control over what they produce, and I think Nick's right. That we want something that will resonate with people through.
And it'll be a draw. To come from that.
So I think
So next year for certain, not October, because of course we don't meet again until October.
I think we need to know what the ideas are before they start painting them. I know there'll be some interpretation in it, but I think we need. I mean, we didn't decide on the mural there without some thought and consideration about what we wanted to see on the end of it. And these murals are going to be seen not just by public groups, by visitors to the group, and they're going to be judged against other towns' murals. Let's be honest about that. This is a thing that's happening all over the place. And we want to be certain that what the artists produce is something that we think that people would appreciate. So I think the support here, and then there's controlling it.
Stuart?
is it worth, like you say, in fact, when you don't meet until October, to have the opportunity maybe to select, like, for example, the chair and yourself, the clerk, and just basically have a meeting once the designs have been done, to be able to turn around and actually say, give that a tick. Would that be something worth?
There's no reason you can't call it this meeting.
Or
You can always call an extra
just to see the art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a formal this meeting. Just be a meeting that people come and look at the artwork. And it would be good if they had more than 4 ideas. So you could actually look and think, well, those would go, even if it's a colour palette, those would go together, or because obviously they've got particular artists in mind, haven't they?
I think it'd be wrong to set a theme. They must be made clear. So having some control is important.
Stuart?
I'm just looking in terms of what's in terms of the investment here. There's a mention when it goes up to the 3rd level, 9 temporary installations, as well as the permanent murals. Is there a middle ground for this event to still have temporary installations? Because temporary installations can be whatever the artist decides to do. It's temporary.
Yeah, potentially. I can't see that being a problem when they want to utilise like Market Square and Mr. Meanwhile space as well to put a picture of the big boards that have got the temporary art installations up there. So yeah, we can do that. I mean, an option is to get some ideas and for the public to vote which they want.
Again, that'd be great, wouldn't it? If we had people who could actually in the idea of what. That's why I think October's a bit of a short time frame.
Yeah.
You're actually going to have somewhere. I know the market hall's not ideal, but probably the best place we've got where people go through and can actually look at designs and things.
Then it'd be over by
You've usually got platforms where they could perhaps display some of the small installations.
I mean, it's great to use the London Square and whatever else, but you've got to be so careful around antisocial behaviour. So you know, you've got to protect money in some way or another. I mean, I'm not an expert in protecting painting, so I don't know.
Unless could be approached is to utilise the empty shop windows, because the Crazy Racers cart for the Lyceum is currently in one of the shop windows, promoting their Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, yes.
So that's a different sort of proposal to the one they made because shop windows would make more sense.
It's just,
I've just come from Macclesfield and they've got the shutters and the shops that are not occupied
I've seen that.
actually painted. That's a different. So I support the proposal, we get some more euros. Just think we need to.
So if it's permanent, we need more
Input.
ticks and input.
I guess if there's agreement, if you take a vote and agree level 1 proposal today, then you're happy to like defer authority to myself and the chair to go and get some more information, bring it back to them. We see.
So we've got £10,000 in the existing budget.
We can.
Where's the other 10,000?
Could that come from the John McBride? Because we agreed that was
We
going to
did say something about John McBride.
Well, that was up to 10.
Yeah.
So that brings you the alternative within current budget year without going into reserves.
I mean, if we're not doing it till next year anyway. We'll see what the time frame is. Do they paint in wind?
I think October would be like cut off before it starts to get a little bit.
Dries quickly.
But as I say, there's no reason if it's not agreed tonight that we can go. There's an appetite to do it quite quickly.
Yeah.
We could go back to Crew Create, say you've got agreement in principle, but we need some more information about designs.
And then we could meet again.
Yeah.
To look at.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
sorry, it says there on the budget, that's 25,000 to 30,000 fee. Says sweet spot, a proper true that needs full issues. So what's that true?
that's their opinion, I think.
Yeah.
They would prefer that option, I think. But it
So,
sounds
but I have to know they will prefer that. Supposing we didn't like that, or it isn't suitable for food. Because when my people here, the lot of complaint, there's nothing you do that there isn't. The food day was beautiful, but I still had a lot of people complaining. Just not you people. How can you be
The
satisfied?
thing about art is it's so personal, is art, that someone's always gonna love it or hate it, aren't they?
So I'd like to know what their own proper
That's what she
trade
said,
looks like.
control.
Because it's a lot of money for.
They're gonna be big, Irene, they're gonna be big paintings.
yes. Okay,
Take
so
take a few pots of dewlux to do them.
option 1.
Yeah, option 1.
Okay, do we have a seconder for the first option for the 20,000 investment? Stuart, thank you. All those in favour? Unanimous again. Thank you very much. Next item is to receive a report about Armed Forces Day weekend, which was again great. Just like the kids in the park.
See what they mentioned.
Yes, you know it's misspelled. Made my life out.
Page 73 is a report from Armed Forces Day weekend, which takes place on Saturday, 27th and 28th of June. There's a letter from Richard Stevenson Evans, the Armed Forces leader at Cheshire East, extending their thanks to the council, particularly the mayor, for a continued support of Armed Forces Day. I think the weekend was a tremendous success. It was well attended. It was excellent feedback. They've outlined how they utilise the funds that we provided them for the day, which was for a VA system, and they provided a breakdown in terms of the medical care that they saw for the day. And they've just included a lot of pictures from the day and key highlights and community impact. So yeah, it was a success and building on from last year's event.
That again has become very, very big in the calendar, hasn't it? Very much.
It's definitely a staple now. And yes, in regards to the letter, from a personal point of view, I do appreciate the comments. I didn't feel like I was only sort of a small cog in the whole thing. But one thing you can pick up, not just in terms of the organisers, but also the veterans, the cadets, and everyone else who's involved, is that how appreciative they are the town crew for wholeheartedly supporting them and showing them that celebration of what they do in terms of the support they have. I think it's great thing.
That's good. Next, if there's not any more questions, item 8 is a heritage update.
So
So there's one other report which I've tabled, sorry, which came late.
Oh, yes.
That table, it came out late, surgery. But that's just for information, sorry, about the success of Afrofest, which was the first year for this festival. They had over 2,000 people attend, which was brilliant, and they hope to bring it back next year. And they were just very grateful for the funding that Crewe Town Council gave them. Just provides full breakdown of the outcomes and the economic benefit and the relevance to Crewe. So it's a nice event.
Jill.
Can I, bearing in mind that we didn't get the town culture, because the judges made their decision,
That's included in the next report.
we are now have a number of festivals. We've got the Afrofest, got the
Barrio, Filipino.
So, does the, and this is for a future meeting, does the committee need to think about, do we want to encourage other festivals? And if we do, how is that going to be supported? Because the town, that was part of the town culture bid.
Yeah.
And it's something that, coming from that would be vital support we could actually do. And celebrate the diversity, whether we get to meet the government or not. So I think that's something we're probably for a future meeting.
Can I just they're having conversations with Platform about doing something with the Hong Kong community. So yeah, there are other things that are potentially in the pipeline.
But it needs coordinating.
It does, yeah.
I agree with you. Consortium, doesn't it?
Right. As I say, we didn't get a short town culture, but I think the feeling is a lot of work went into the proposal, and it's really meant that the Crewe Cultural Consortium is quite buoyant. We've got a lot of ideas and a lot of energy, so we need to build on that exactly. And I guess for the next committee.
And it's about how does the town council support that if it wants to support that, and how do we other partners support in this, whether it's in kind or whether it's financial support. The Chamber of Commerce and the bid and the town council surely can bring some sort of funding together.
Okay, we'll move on to item 8 then, or return to the heritage updates.
Okay, so this is from the Heritage Manager, just providing a summary of a heritage update. The main one is also talking about the application of town culture. So we weren't successful, unfortunately. On page 79, there's an update on the Heritage Delivery Business Plan regarding the railway cottages. So the panels, the interpretation panels, will be installed shortly for the railway cottages. They're just getting the final designs agreed, and then they'll be installed very shortly. Friends of Queen's Park Heritage Trail, Heritage Talk. So the equipment has been purchased for Friends of Queen's Park to deliver heritage talks, and they have done 4 talks to date in the park, which is very successful, and plan to do a lot more. Other updates are regards to the heritage project. So the funding that the town council has agreed to provide to the heritage centre. We've got a lot of activities that will be going on in the heritage centre, including 1940s weekend at the end of September, and I believe they've got a lot of interest in that, so that's really positive. I won't go through it all unless anyone's got any specific questions. Just gives an update on the Valleybrook interpretation boards. So an RFQ has gone out to get a specialist to develop the interpretation panels, either later on this year, hopefully before Christmas or early 2027. I think the Heritage Centre itself continues to have increased visitor numbers as well, which is very positive.
Any questions, Jill?
Can I ask, we did start with black scheme, didn't we? We've got 2. I just wondered if there was any consideration of expanding them.
that is a discussion I will have with the heritage manager. I think now we're not focused on town culture, time to do that, so I'll take that forward.
Because with the Valley Brook interpretation, the railway project interpretation, I appreciate it being quite busy. But I don't think there's anybody suitable with Blue Plaque. We've got Adrian, we've got James Atkinson, but I don't know. In Crewe, is the building still standing to put the Blue Plaque on?
There is another plaque in play that I've seen but not put up, which is with scouts. I've seen something like that. Something like that. That's what I saw. I just could have sworn that it was sort of delayed, but I did hear about a third one being proposed for us.
Perhaps for the next meeting, so as an action, Vicky to come and propose some
That-
potential people and potential locations for your approval.
Any questions? Any more questions? Okay, we'll move on to the penultimate
Can
item.
we just say thanks to Vicky for update, which was all
Very detailed.
very detailed. Particularly pleased about conservation areas. What we're doing to get that in place before people start rocking the town centre on.
Yeah, just on that, we've had an email from Estelle today progressing that, so that should really, start. I think they have to do an engagement period once all the design has been approved. They just had to update the plan to incorporate the pub on the corner.
Of the Crown.
Yes.
What was the Crown once?
Okay, next, to review, consider and approve a request to appoint a mayor's cadet for future mayor events.
Okay, so this is page 83. So Crewe currently doesn't have a mayor's cadet. In most other areas around Cheshire East and Cheshire East South, they're looking to appoint a mayor's cadet. It's an opportunity for a young person to support the mayor at particular civic events. It's an honour for them to be appointed. And it is something that the introduction would increase awareness of civil life among young people. We can promote that, get them to talk to peers and just explain what the mayor is, provide role models within the community, and just create opportunity for the young person to develop confidence and understand council procedures. So as part of this, we've looked at other areas and spoken with Cheshire East, looked at the different job descriptions, safeguarding eligible organisations. So the eligible organisations are here on page 84, and looking at duties. So there's only going to be specific events, more civic rather than just community events, to avoid any safeguarding concerns. In terms of financial implications, the financial implications will be minimal and absorbed within the current civic budget. If there is approval today, we would like to go out to recruit and to make sure that the cadet is in place for the National Cadet Week, which takes place on the 5th and the 11th of October. So we're seeking approval today for an appointment who are in agreement with the proposal.
Can I just add, in terms of my own personal experience, and I'm sure Sally some experience in regards to other mayors that already have cadets. One I can think of is in Congleton. I've seen it from the point where they were assigned all the way up to when they finished. It was definitely a point to really kind of connect with young people. The whole idea of having that extra conversation, that connection, that ability to bridge the gap was very beneficial to Congleton in regards to the very connection, community conversation they were having. For the individual that's assigned to given to that, I've seen somewhere they earn a badge to put on their uniform to say that they've achieved that status. And for that individual as well, in terms of what to put on their CV in terms of public speaking, it's a very big jump for them to earn that. I've also seen it. Who else has got one? Winsford has got a junior mayor,
Yes.
haven't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar.
Yes, it's a middleweight.
Yeah, I attended the mayor making ceremony at Congleton, and they were just so. The honour was wonderful, and I think he said shook a lot of hands and ate a lot of cake. But really, really enjoyed it, and I think it's just to give one person, young person, that encouragement, and it's just lovely.
It goes much further than one person though. They talk to their peers. And it's a much wider educational thing. It's like you said, it's making young people aware of civic roles. It's much wider than the individual, although it is a massive privilege for them.
Yes. Yeah. It says on here that the cadet won't need to do the act. So who's the cadet going out with when they're going out on function? Are they going out with a driver?
No, their parents usually.
Their parents will bring them.
It's usually, I've been a cadet myself, and usually the people that are with the adults with them, sometimes want to be BBS, so will the adults with them be BBS?
If it helps, the mayor and deputy mayor are DBS checked. And the functions they tend to go out with, they will never go out with the mayor alone into a function. They tend to be for more bigger civic functions where there's a lot more public. They certainly will never attend any private events or any kind of sort of.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering,
I appreciate the concern.
that might be escorted, they will be asked.
Yeah, we don't have a driver, do we?
Yeah,
we don't have-
We've got a driver, but we don't have a car.
My car confuses everyone.
So yes, just to summarise, there are 3 recommendations or that have been requested. If we could do them all on block, I don't think anyone's opposing. Do we have a proposer for this item? Thank you, Sally. Seconder? Stuart, all in favour? Unanimous, thank you.
So how are we going to go about starting with Brooklyn? As well, to do it quickly.
Well,
The plan is now you've approved that it's going to be the support officer who will go over the job description and then get it circulated. Approval.
I do have just one question, but the fact that we're going to have some other staff for October, I presume it's a relevant service events. Will this one particular cadet be only doing half a year to be replaced? Or are they going to be swapping over from point to point?
I think it would be unfair if they're only allowed to get half a year. I would be recommendable 12 months. I think that's the usual.
There's no reason why they can't change over in October. You could maybe remember in service the time when they swapped. That would be more appropriate.
We don't have to do it the same as everybody else.
No.
But they are involved in the mayor making ceremony. They say thank you, how, and they pass the torch on the baton. So.
Well, they said we do slightly different.
We've always done things different.
Yeah, we're crew.
That's what God me.
Okay, the last item on this evening's agenda is just to note the proposed date of our next meeting as the 5th of October at 6 p.m. And I'd like to see you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.